Hi ladies, I'm Lisette Howard and welcome to part 1 of my Fit and Healthy Pregnancy exercise series. Today I'm sharing with you 5 prenatal yoga exercises that are great for alleviating lower back pain, tightness in the hip, and belly weight. I must disclaim that I am not a yogi, but I have found prenatal yoga to be incredibly helpful, especially with my circulation and flexibility. So here I'm starting with a supported triangle pose, followed through by an extended triangle pose. This stretch is really good for your tight hips if you have any sort of tightness in your lower back or pain in your lower back. You want to make sure that you breathe throughout the entirety of the pose. Twist your torso forward, open and extend that arm. Really breathe, look up towards that raised arm and extend that neck and stretch and hold. If you can, lock those knees and really feel that stretch down the hamstrings, pulling from the lower back. This pose is a great way to improve your balance and also helps prepare your hips for labor. Next, we move on to downward facing dog. This exercise or this stretch is really great for relieving any sort of lower back pain and also tightness in your shoulders. You want to widen those legs so they're wider than shoulder width apart. Sit back into those heels, leaving those feet nice and flat on the mat and reaching forward, extending and really stretching those calves. You want to reach forward and feel a good stretch all the way up into your shoulders and sit back into your hips. Ideally, you want to relax that neck and drop that head, but sometimes it makes me feel dizzy, so I look up just a little bit so that I don't get lightheaded. I like to walk myself back towards my feet and get a little bit of a deeper stretch. It's not exactly a camel pose, but it does help you stretch your legs and lower back a little further. This next sequence is actually one of my favorites. It's the cat pose followed by a cow pose. This is really great for relieving any sort of belly weight that you might have. It's also really phenomenal for opening up and stretching that abdominal cavity. You want to start by inhaling, rolling your shoulders back, lifting your chest and your head, and allow your belly to just drop into that cow pose. The more you let that belly drop, the more that abdominal cavity extends and really stretches. As you exhale, you want to round out the spine towards the sky, drop the head into your chest, and go into a cat pose. Really stretching your spine all the way up into the ceiling. Again, open that chest and let your belly drop and look up and stretch into the cow pose. Then again, arch your back and round your spine up to the ceiling, drop your head in your chest and go into cat pose. From there, I immediately go into a wide knee child's pose to stretch out and just relieve my lower back. Next, we move on to standing mountain pose. You want to stand with your feet about hip length apart. Stretch your arms to your side and put them over your head, really extending and keeping those elbows close to your ears. You want to really feel the ground with your feet, lengthen and extend your body and extend those arms. When you're ready, allow those arms to fall back and start arching back towards that back wall, always extending your abdominal cavity and lengthening those arms. This pose is really great for alleviating any sort of belly weight. It's also great for opening up your chest. If you're anything like me, I've had a lot of tightness in my chest from just the increase in cup size and just the pulling of the belly. So this is going to help open you up and really stretch and lengthen your body. Our last pose is a yoga squat, followed straight into a deep yoga squat. I like to start with legs just wider than shoulder width apart, almost into a sumo position, turning my toes outward and really allowing my body to fall back onto the heels. From there, squat straight down, almost into a perfect right angle. Bring the hands in front of you and allow yourself to sit back into those hips and into those glutes. From there, sit down just a little bit deeper and a little bit further, tucking your glutes under, placing your elbows in front of your knees and allowing yourself to stretch back and extend and almost straighten out that spine. This is really fantastic for any sort of tightness in your hips, tightness in your lower back, and tightness in your inner thighs. No doubt that these poses and stretches are going to help you ladies tremendously throughout your pregnancy. I think incorporating prenatal yoga once or twice a week is fantastic, and it's going to help you keep that range of motion, circulation, and flexibility. It's also going to alleviate a lot of those little aches and pains and tightness and belly weight that we start to experience, especially around the 5th month. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned because part 2 is coming soon.